Hello, welcome to the Watchman Report, where we bring perspective to matters current in the news from a biblical standard, whether prophecy or moral and social issues relating to those stories breaking on the world stage. And in this issue, we examine, what does recognizing Palestine actually achieve? Peace and security, or more war?
Not be a two-state solution for numerous reasons, but the main reason is that the Bible tells us what the answer really is to the current problem. First of all, it's currently completely unrealistic to think of a two-state solution because of this ancient hatred that's still there, that prevails and is perpetuated ongoing against the Jews. And of course, Hamas have said consistently that following their terrible massacre of October the 7th, they'll want to do it over and over again to drive Israel into the sea. But the Bible is clear. In Joel chapter 3, other passages too, the Palestinians will be relocated elsewhere. They won't stay in Gaza, nor will the Hezbollah supporters stay in southern Lebanon. Joel chapter 3 tells us all the details. And there are prophecies such as Ezekiel 37 and 38 that tell us that Israel will dwell securely with no neighbours to fear until the Battle of Armageddon.
They've all been, over the airwaves telling us that recognising a Palestinian state is the moral thing to do, and that it's not a victory for Hamas. It doesn't reward Hamas for October the 7th. Trouble is, when they said a few months ago they were going to do this, they said it would be a reward for October the 7th. And the Hamas leadership has stated quite clearly, Mahmoud Mardour, a senior Hamas official, said it represented a victory for Palestinian rights and the justice of our cause, and would send a clear message to Israel. So it's all very well Britain, Canada, Australia, France, other countries recognising a Palestinian state, saying it's not a reward for Hamas. If the terrorists think it is, then it is, isn't it?
The left, they want to pretend that you and I and everyone listening to this is stupid. They want to pretend that we just don't understand it. Absolute balderdash. The facts are these, and they are inescapable. On October the 7th, Hamas, a terrorist organisation, invaded Israel. It murdered its people, it killed babies, it raped women, and it took hundreds of people hostage. It took them back to Gaza, where it hid them underground. And Israel responded by saying, hand over the hostages and lay down your weapons. It refused. In fact, it used those hostages as human shields, as well as the people of Gaza. Israel has fought the most proportionate war in history. It has had the fewest civilian to wartime casualties of any war at any time. Hamas
it's a genocide.
Hamas has made it continually impossible for Israel to prosecute that war by hiding people underground, by booby-trapping everything.
And by using civilians as a human
shield. A practice
shield.
which kills thousands of innocent-ish Palestinian civilians in Gaza. The British government have, in response to that, what have they done? They have given Hamas what it always wanted most of all, international statehood. What will that mean? That will mean we will have to set up an embassy in Palestine. That will mean that presumably that Hamas officials, if they're representing the Palestinian government, will be able to come to the UK, enjoy diplomatic immunity from the fact that they're terrorists.
For any crime, any crime at all.
They'll be able to go to the UN and pontificate on the global stage about how evil Jews are and what disgusting people they are and how they must all be turfed out into the Mediterranean Sea and drowned to death. That is what our government has done, and it has done it at a time at which Keir Starmer desperately needs the Muslim vote in this country, or he's going to lose the cabinet at the next election. Those are the facts, and nobody listening to that should ever forget those. They should never accept the fact that they are stupid or that they don't understand or that the history is complicated. The facts are the facts. The left can try and get out of them as much as they like, but they are the evil guys. If they're so kind, why are they so often on the same side as actual terrorists that rape and murder and kill? No, they're wrong, we're right, and I won't have anything more said about it.
I mean, this is the most obvious, simple, moral, black and white, good and evil issue of our time. And the fact that so many people who can get it right on Ukraine can't get it right on Israel and Gaza. It absolutely befuddles me. People say that the history is very complicated. It is very complicated. We've got two peoples, two religions that are claiming rightful ownership of this land. It is a simple matter of fact that the Jewish people existed long before there was any such concept of Palestinianism, long before, thousands of years before Islam was even invented, before the Quran was written. That is a simple matter of historical fact. I actually, as an atheist, I've just got no interest in whether it's anywhere is a particular homeland for a particular religious group or not. That's not my business. At the end of the day, the Palestinians have, when Israel was offered their homeland, the Palestinians have been offered a homeland again and again and again. And 4 times they have rejected it. And 4 times they have launched wars, launched attacks on Israel. They've made it very clear, all of the Palestinian leadership, whether it's Fatah, whether it's Hamas, the Palestinian Authority, full funded by Iran, they've made it very clear that their aim is not a Palestinian state that lives in peace in the Middle East. Their aim is one state, not a 2-state solution, one state, and that includes the whole of the land of Israel. Look, Israel ain't going anywhere. And I think the one thing that the Israeli people and Jewish people around the world have absolutely learned is the need for Israel when we have seen the violence, the threats, the abuse, the blatant anti-Semitism we have seen across the West in the last few years. It shocked me to my core. I know Jewish families who are genuinely scared of staying in this country, who want to move to and planning to move. I know people who've moved to Israel, where I've been to Israel just a few weeks ago, where there are bomb shelters everywhere, where you have to have an app, so you can get warnings of bomb alerts, where people, your children have to sign up to go and fight in this conscription army to go and fight to defend your homeland. They're giving up all the freedoms of the West and all that safety in the West to go and live in Israel because they feel, probably rightly, more safe in Israel. There's never been a greater need for a Jewish homeland in Israel. Israel's not going anywhere. No one in the West is saying we're going to wipe Israel off the map. But by giving succor, by giving a victory, by giving a reward to the Hamas terrorists who committed October the 7th, who've said they will commit October 7th massacres every day they can. They would love to do it on October the 8th, 2023, on October the 9th. They would do it today. They would do it tomorrow if they were able to do so. They have made that clear. Cheered on by huge swathes of Palestinian innocent civilians, right? So how on earth any state could say, yes, absolutely, we're happy to live alongside that. I would never agree to my own Prime Minister, my own government here in Britain, agreeing to have a terrorist state on the border that was constantly threatening to kill me and my family. I wouldn't put up with it. You wouldn't put up with it. No one listening or watching would put up with it. But we're saying to people in Israel, you should absolutely put up with it. Otherwise, you're bad people. This is absolutely impossible for any government. Doesn't matter whether it's Netanyahu or, I don't know, the equivalent of Jeremy Corbyn being in the government of Israel. No Israeli government could possibly put up with that. And I'm telling you that what happened yesterday, Canada, Australia, and now France as well, and Britain, going along with some other 100+ countries saying they recognise a Palestinian state, we have just signed our own suicide letter. That's what we've done. Keir Starmer, on our behalf, to sign a suicide letter, not just from Britain, but not just from the West, but from Western civilization. Because we've basically said, by all means, commit a massacre, rape women, kill children, burn families alive in their houses while you laugh about it and film it for social media. Take hostages, torture them, beat them, rape them, parade them in propaganda videos, digging their own graves. Keep even their dead bodies. Keep babies, strangle babies that you've taken hostage. Laugh about it. Allow your people to spit on their coffins when you parade them before the International Red Cross, before they're handed over to the IDF. You can do all of that. And here is your reward. You can have the Palestinian state you so crave. And here's the really mad bit. At the same time as Keir Starmer saying Hamas can never be a part of a Palestinian state, he's not a colonial power, last time I looked. I'm pretty sure that as and when, if it does ever happen, I don't think it will, a Palestinian state is created from Gaza and the West Bank, that when they have elections, which they've promised to do, I'll tell you who's going to be elected. It's going to be Hamas. We're going to have a democratically elected terrorist organisation in charge of a country on the border of a democratic ally in the Middle East. And what are we going to do then? What are we going to do then? Well, we're probably going to lay down our arms and write another suicide letter. That is what Keir Starmer has done on our behalf. I think he's brought shame on himself, shame on the British government, and shame on the British people. But he has basically given a death sentence to the West.
Thanks for staying with us for this report. We pray that the video report has provided some clarity to the situation covered in this report. We encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel and select all so you never miss a new upload. Don't forget to like, share and drop a comment in the comment section to have your say. We love to hear your thoughts. Make sure you follow our playlist and never miss a new report. Until next time, God willing, this has been the Watchman Report, bringing perspective to current world news from a biblical standpoint.